Last time on Pantheon City.
Tapping the microphone. Evacuate to the south! There's lots of skeletons! You probably want to avoid them!
You hear this loud bark that echoes throughout the area. The fog cloud immediately dissipates.
So, let's see. Nat 20! Hey! Okay.
Hey!
Overhead and impacts into this device, which immediately shatters upon the impact, destroying the device. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pantheon City. It's good to have you here. I am your Dungeon Master, Joan Klock, joined by our hopeful heroes. Say hello, hopeful heroes.
Hello, hopeful
Hello,
heroes.
Joining us once again is Trevor Terry playing Tristan Emrys, Chris White playing Erwin Truemask, Joey Rowell-Sanchez playing Lucian Vandyke, Clayton McNinch playing Andromeda, Grace Kohler playing Dr. Juniper Lavigne. And tonight, unfortunately, Jarid Castiglione will not be joining us. He normally would be playing Larbb. But he is out this week for health reasons and should be joining us next week. So all you Larbb fans out there, sorry, but he'll be back next week. He is doing okay. But when we last left off, we found our heroes in the midst of battle. So why don't we get right back over to that battle screen? And let's see. It was Larbb who had the initiative last time. So in that case, I'm going to take over on his behalf. Let's see. Given Larbb's current situation, he is going to start making his way towards the other skeletons to clear a path for the rest of his crew. Let's see. His bite attacks.
Good dog.
Oof! All right, that's going to be a 26. That is a hit. Roll for his bite. DC 10 strength save on top of 10 piercing damage.
Oof.
They do pass the save, so they don't fall prone, but 10 points of piercing damage. Larbb, still in dog form, bounds across the stage, starts gnawing on this skeleton. You hear like bones starting to crack underneath the pressure of this dire wolf jaw. And with that, it's time for our bad guys.
Don't forget him this time.
Anybody else think
dun, dun.
Larbb is kind of scary?
A little bit.
Just a little.
No, he's a good boy. What a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He is going to get some retaliation.
He's pretty cute as a dog. I'd hate to see him hurt.
Okay, that was a nat 20. So he's gonna take.
All right, I'm gonna use one of my spells here. I'm gonna use my reaction to cast. Hang on, let me make sure I say it right. Silvery Barbs.
Is that a reaction spell?
It is a reaction spell.
It is a reaction.
You can magically distract the trigger creature. They have to re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll. And then I can choose a different creature that I can see within a range, which is 60 feet. And they get I think advantage.
Advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On the next roll.
All right, who's getting the advantage on their next attack?
You know what? We'll give it to Larbb, the dog.
All right. I will add a little token here to remind us that he's got that bonus. We'll make it this buff bod here.
Nice.
And the skeleton still rolled a hit, but it's no longer a critical hit.
Okay.
Thank God.
So that's going to be, and a minimum damage die, he's going to take 3 points of damage. And since he's wild-shaped, it goes to his temporary hit points. So he effectively isn't taking damage. Druids are nice. Pretty nice. All right. We have a whole bunch more skeletons, though, so don't get too comfortable, you. Dr. Lavigne, you're being targeted by this one.
Wonderful.
Yep, I'm double-checking armor class. You just barely managed to dodge out of the way as it swiftly brings its sword close to your throat, but you bend back and manage to avoid the swing. This one. Reaches into its rib cage and pulls out a short bow, which it aims at Erwin. That is going to be a hit.
That's a yikes for me.
Erwin, you're going to take 3 points of piercing damage as the arrow finds its mark.
Ow. Guys, are you okay? I got hit. 3, correct?
3 points of piercing.
All right, perfect. I'm chilling. I'm not even worried.
Slowly, more zombies begin to wander, or more skeletons begin to wander their way out.
You're not looking so good, man.
And with that, Lucian, it's your turn.
Awesome. So Lucian is going to take his hand crossbow out and spend his bonus action to not move, getting advantage on the ranged attack. And Lucian's going to say, Juniper, duck! I'm going to fire at the skeleton in front of Juniper.
Go for it.
Nice.
'15's a hit.
Let's see if I can get that crit. 15, great. Used a range attack, 5 feet of a creature. I get sneak attack damage on that.
Yeah,
so,
because you had advantage.
3d6 plus 1.
14 points of damage. All right, so Lucian, you with your keen mind, you observe this skeleton that's attacking Dr. Lavigne. You pull out your crossbow and try to find the exact precise point. There you have it. You fire your shot off. The arrow whizzes through the air and jabs through one of its vertebrae, pushing it out. The whole thing loses the weight from having a piece of its spine popped out. The whole thing collapses into dust.
Awesome.
Way to go.
Good shot, Lucian.
Thanks. Practice a lot, just in case, you know.
Yeah, don't remind me not to mess with you.
Mm-hmm.
You still have your movement.
He used his movement.
I actually can't move.
He used his movement.
I did the.
That's
the
true.
steady
You
aim,
used your
so
movement.
That'll be it
steady
from
hand.
me.
All right. In that case, Tristan, you have the initiative.
Right. So I'm going to use my first, my bonus action. I'm going to command my my weapon, my spiritual weapon, to attack this nearest skeleton.
Oh,
And
that's
so I'm
not
gonna roll
supposed to
to hit.
happen.
What's not supposed to happen?
Oh, it was stretching on me, getting all wonky.
All right, so it does an 18 hit.
An 18 definitely hits. Roll damage.
All right. So that's going to be 12 force damage to that skeleton.
Yeah, so this spiritual scythe flies across the arena once more, carves into a skeleton. You're fairly sure that that attack just about took it out in that one swing, but wasn't quite enough.
I guess if that's the case, I'm going to point at this one and try Toll the Dead once again. And it looks like I don't. Oh yeah, it's a DC 14 Wisdom save.
DC 14. All right, we'll make a roll. See what we can get.
And because
That's
it has taken damage, because it has taken damage previously, it is going to be hit with 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Yeah. So the scythe carves through its body, and it's like, "Ha! I'm still standing." And then there's this ringing noise, like the sound of funeral bells, and its body suddenly decays and crumbles to the ground.
Excellent. One down, many to go. And I think I'm going to move forward to be about in line with my scythe and end my turn there.
All right. Next in the initiative is Rex. He's way down here with the rest of the crowd. He's gonna slip off screen for the time being. Just to, get himself somewhere safe. He has left the combat, and that leaves Andromeda with initiative.
Hi everybody, sorry about that. It's my first time running music here. Anyways, let's go ahead and do some movement. I would like to run over here. That's 10. Can I see through these windows over here?
Yes. These windows are both broken, so you can in fact try to peer into them.
Awesome. Well, I will. I'm going to take one more step forward here. So that was,
Okay.
I think that was 15 feet of my movement. And then I'm going to bonus action Missy step into the inside of the building here.
Oh.
Ooh, brave boy by
All right.
yourself.
All right. In that case, I guess I have to reveal the inside of this building.
Well, I guess I ran into some guys.
Yep. All right, move your Misty Step.
Awesome. Boom. I teleport over there, and I'm going to attack this guy in front of me. Actually, first I'm going to I'm just going to attack him.
Go for it.
All right, that's probably a hit.
Yeah, I'd say that's a hit, definitely.
Awesome. Ooh, a big 13 damage.
13. All right, you pull out Achimiros and it lifts up to its name, meaning sharp. It slices, it dices, it makes julienne fries. And it also reduces skeletons to utter dust with its mighty swings. All right, that was your action, your bonus action. I think
And
you
my
still have some
movement.
movement if you want it. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna stay where I am for now.
A wise choice. Dr. Lavigne, the floor is yours.
Yes. Seeing that her comrade has succinctly taken out the skeletons near her, she's going to look at the onslaught of skeletons and think that it's probably a pretty wise idea to at least slow some of the movement of them. And so she is going to go ahead and cast Ray of Frost at, let's see here, this puppy over here.
All right.
And then, let's see here. So that
Make
is
sure you don't hit our puppy.
T20. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out Roll20 and it's not going terribly well.
Yeah, it's good. It's slash roll.
Oh,
So
slash roll plus.
forward slash and then the roll. There you go.
There we go. Yep.
It's going to be a hit. Roll for damage.
Okay, and that is 1d8. Oh, right. It would help if I put the roll in front of it. For a whole 6 damage.
And I believe it also slows.
Yeah, it also slows it movement by
10 feet.
By, I believe, 10 feet. Yeah, I can throw that in the chat if you'd like.
Yeah,
It's 10 feet.
That's a fair amount of movement. So, Dr. Lavigne, you kind of point your hand out in sort of like a pistol motion, or maybe more like a freeze ray, as a beam of blue light springs from your hand, blasts into the skeleton, whose body starts to shiver and frost over with the freezing cold of the glowing blue beam.
Yeah. And additionally, with my movement, I'm going to remember the words of my comrade and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 feet over here.
All right. Staying on the move. Good call.
Yep.
There's more in here.
Excellent.
They never end. All right, Erwin, show us what you got.
All right. Erwin sees this puppy that's getting surrounded by these skeletons. He's gonna try to run over there, but he's got this barrier in the way. Does he have to do a athletics check to go over it? All right. Well,
I'm gonna say it's probably an athletics or acrobatics check to get over it, or otherwise, like, you just treat it as rough terrain, so it'll slow your movement for the 1 square.
All right. We're gonna go acrobatics because I'm terrible at athletics. Does an 11
an 11
pass?
is good enough. An 11 is good enough to get you over the hurdle.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're right here. And then, man, what could we do? I think, we are just going to do, you know what? Let's do color spray. So it's a 15-foot cone originating from you. I'll just throw it in the chat. Basically, I'm just going to put a cone, and I'm going to just try to deal as much damage to them. Or affect them with color blindness, I think is what it is.
All right, that is a 15-foot cone.
I only hit those 2, but that's okay.
Yeah, you only hit those 2 at your current angle.
Could you
That's
step
the best
forward
you can
and
do.
get some more?
No, I can't. I think we're just gonna Eldritch Blast one of them. I think we're gonna just Eldritch Blast the
Go
one
for
in
the
front
damage
of Larbb
instead.
right now. Yeah, we're gonna just go for the damage. So
yeah, we can do that.
Let's do that. Let's help Larbb out here. So let's help out the puppy. So I just gotta roll damage. Slash roll.
I think you rolled a hit first.
Yeah, I'm rolling the hit. What's my spell attack bonus? +5.
I'll have to help
don't
you
think
with programming
9
that.
hits. Does a 9 hit?
A 9 does not hit. So, Erwin steps up, and once more the glowing like magic gun pops up and sends out a spiraling bullet. But unfortunately, this time the skeleton is able to dodge out of the way, and the bullet just kind of strikes the ground and dissipates in a pile of pixels.
Can't win them all.
Can't win them all. Anything else for your turn?
I don't think so. I don't have any other bonus actions, so I will just end my turn.
In that case, we are going to go to Saren, who still does not have the keys to this truck, but is remaining safe where he is. He knows better than to get out of here. The crowd, three rows worth of them are just straight up gone, and the remaining 2 rows are making great progress in getting the heck out of here. Larbb. Oh, wait, I almost forgot one last thing. Because this is something that's been happening at the end of every turn.
What is it? The suspense is killing me.
Andromeda, inside the ruined restaurant, the strange contraption you see at the end kind of groans and wheezes and glows with magical energy, and 2 more skeletons appear before you inside the restaurant.
Dear Lord. This is not what I wanted my day to look like.
With that, it's going to be Larbb, who I am taking over for the day. Honestly, he has been doing a really good job in terms of just what he's been doing. So I think he's going to repeat that.
He does have advantage on his attack roll if he'd like.
That's true. He does have advantage. So he is gonna, I think, roll with that. He's gonna try and bite the guy in front of him. That is a 14, which is a hit. And that is 13 points of damage. Normally I would make a strength save, but it doesn't even matter. After, like, grabbing a hold of this guy and, like, crunching onto his bones, Larbb just kind of, like, shakes his head, sends the bones scattering in all directions, scattering the skeleton to pieces. And I think that uses up the advantage.
Yes, it does.
Cool. And it's a good thing he did that, or because his second die would not have hit. Either way, he's in a pretty good spot where he is right now. So instead, it's time for some skeletons. First one's going to attack Larbb from where it is. And that is going to be a hit, too. Not a critical, but is a hit. Larbb is going to take 5 points of damage, and that is going to finally knock him out of his beast form.
Larbb!
He was in that a long time.
Are you okay? Are you okay, doggy?
Well, I guess I've been better, but...
Wait, you're not a dog?
Have a weird...
I thought you were a dog.
I mean, I was a dog, kind of, but not really.
Who are you?
I'm Larbb. It's nice to meet you.
He's a local druid. He lives in the park, just a little bit over there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't go near that park, but okay, cool. Yeah, there's some guys in front of you, there, Larbb. You should probably take care of those guys.
Oh, right, I should probably deal with... Oh, goodness! The next skeleton lands its hit as well, swinging its sword. Larbb is going to take 3 points of damage as a result of the sword scratching across him. Thankfully, he's got a lot of grime that's giving him sort of a layer of protection. This skeleton is going to come down and attack Dr. Lavigne because she's the only thing it can reach.
So I have a question. Does the skeleton have to do an acrobatics check or athletics check to get over the thing?
It's taking the slowed movement to take its time to get over the barrier, which is why it can only reach Juniper.
Gotcha.
These things are not very athletic or acrobatic or even smart, but they kind of just ramble their way towards the nearest enemy. Dr. Lavigne, you are being attacked for 7 points of damage, slashing damage, as it takes its sword and rakes it across you. We have a couple more skellies to go. This one, it thinks its friends have Larbb pretty well handled, so it's going to start coming down towards the others. This one is going to move up to attack Andromeda. The first skeleton comes up to Andromeda and takes a swing. You parry it aside with Achimiros, totally ready to handle these skeletons. The second skeleton steps up to face you. A second parry, shoving the blade off to the side. The third skeleton steps forward because they have noticed a threat to their group. Once more, a third parry, you spin it around, catch the butt of the blade, and kind of shove it off to the side, keeping yourself perfectly safe, even against 3 different foes.
Whew. You guys can't touch me.
Hey, good job, Andy! I just rooted for you out here.
Thank you. There's a lot of them in here, but I appreciate the support a lot.
I got things in front of me right now, but I'll come help eventually.
Speaking of people who have a lot in front of them, it is now Lucian's turn. Lucian, you have quite a few options to consider here.
Right. I'm gonna shout out Juniper, and you too. And I point to Erwin and Tristan. Do you have this covered? I'm gonna see if I can get in and help them.
Oh, don't worry. I think I can help her.
I'll be fine.
I'm pretty confident in my ability. Then. I got this.
Lucian, I really appreciate you using the correct pronouns. That's amazing.
You're welcome. Try my best. And Lucian is going to use his action and bonus action to dash. So he's going to move 90 feet. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Wow. Well, what's the path you were taking? Yeah, what's the path you're taking?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
You also have to pass
11.
2 barriers.
Yeah, you have to pass 2 barriers.
I will happily try to make those checks.
All right. Acrobatics or athletics?
Most likely acrobatics, but I want to end up here.
All right.
So
you do have enough movement with both of those if you can pass these checks.
Lucian's a spry child.
Lucian's going running.
Sending good rolls.
We're just calling this a DC 10. Just beat a 10.
Sending good roll.
I'm going to use my inspiration. I'm going to try to rewind that clock.
A good call. All right. Use your inspiration. Right. You get a reroll.
Sending good rolls.
There we go. There you go. You hop over the first barrier. Now the second barrier.
Ah, jeez.
This is the most tense roll in the entire game so far.
Oh, the music.
No!
That's a 7.
Well,
Does Lucian just like clock his
Face
face
plant.
into the thing, trying to slide under it?
Okay, like you like so Lucian like leaps over the first one, is like sprinting towards the second, but he doesn't quite build up enough speed to get over the second one, and kind of like catches his shirt on the edge of it. He doesn't like fall over or anything, but he has to kind of like adjust his shirt and pull it off just to make sure that he's not like tripping over himself, which does end up slowing
Okay.
him down a little bit.
So since I still have some stuff to do, then I guess since I just got clocked by a fence, I'm going to just grumble about skipping PE in class, and I'm gonna huck a dagger at the skeleton in front of Juniper.
Go for it.
Nice.
Oh, you didn't tell her to duck this time. She gets hit in the chest.
Oh.
She's down.
That would be a horribly brutal thing to do to Juniper, but no.
Please don't get in
I'm
that
going
one.
to
Please
assume
don't get in
that
that one.
Lucian is
Okay.
firing around. That was a 15. 15 does hit.
Okay. Whoo. Whoo. Gets a nat
There's no
one.
advantage on this one, I don't think. Is there?
Yeah, I have an ally within 5 feet, so sneak attack still
That's
triggers.
right. That's right. So it does in fact trigger. So that's 3d6 plus 1. That's 12 points of damage. So Lucian, you as you're kind of like struggling to try and get over this barrier, you've got like one foot up on the edge awkwardly. You're like, just Juniper, here, watch out. And you toss a dagger, it flies past Juniper, embeds itself into the head of this skeleton who looks like severely injured, but it's still like barely up, still fighting.
Awesome. Well, Juniper, I would have ran past, but hey, looks like we're back to back, right?
Yes. Yes, we are. Thank you.
Maybe I should have listened to you when you said don't skip class. Well, specifically the physical education portion of it. But
Learn enough magic and you'll be fine.
But magic is scary. And that'll be my
That's
turn.
funny.
All right, Tristan, it's your turn.
I am going to will my scythe into this dude. So let's see if that hits. The 22 I hope would hit.
22 is definitely a hit.
And then we roll 8 force damage.
All right, let's be honest. You didn't need to roll for damage. As soon as you hit, you knew this thing was going to be destroyed. The spiritual weapon flies across the arena and slams into the skeleton, instantly just reducing it to powder.
And I'm going to run up to Juniper, and I'm going to check over her wounds, make sure there's nothing like mortally life-threatening. And I'm going to use my other action to heal her. So we're going to do another healing word here, and it's just going to do the entire amount, the 8 HP is what you're going to get back because you are below
Grave
half
clerics
HP.
are great. Grave clerics are great, and we buffed it a little bit to make sure that the one healer could keep up with his entire party.
And when I heal her this time, I'm going to say, hey, Juniper, I really, really don't want you to end up like your mother. And, I positioned myself so I was in front of you. So next time, maybe stay behind me. And then I'm at my turn. After giving her a lecture, Miss Professor.
We live for the dead, Tristan. We don't cower in fear.
Your mom's
You're
dead?
certainly braver than I am. Hey, not the time.
Just like looking between the two.
Matter of
like,
fact, why did I say
that? Andromeda, it is your turn. You are currently surrounded by skeletons in a pretty scary place. Surrounded by skeletons that are both scary and spooky.
You are muted.
Sorry, everybody. Andy is going to go ahead and take a I'm gonna use my bonus action to move Hex onto one of the uninjured ones that I've attacked that I haven't attacked. So probably the guy above me.
All right.
And then I'd like to. Oh, I'm actually going to use my action to Eldritch Blast the construct behind them.
Ooh. All right. It does have a pretty decent AC, so this is going to be a pretty big roll here.
All right. Let me see here. All right. Nat one.
Oh no!
Oh, you hate to see it.
Nat one.
Oh,
The first nat
that
one
was
of the game.
that was pretty bad.
No.
All right, so Andy, you point your sword at the object. It's a little bit weird to use a sword kind of as this unwieldy projectile weapon. It's not really designed for this purpose. You're still kind of getting used to the feel of combat. So you point your glaive across the room. It's not quite steady and it's kind of dark in here. So you take a shot, it bounces off the walls. You hear it shatter some glass from like some bottles or something that were left over back when this was still an active restaurant.
Sorry. And I, man, it feels bad to play the Nat 1 music for yourself. I'll tell you that. Anyways, let's, yeah. And by the way, I'm going to give him disadvantage on wisdom saves.
The one to the north of you? This guy?
Yep.
All right. We will mark that with a little curse. Cool. And next up, Dr. Lavigne. You were in a bit of a sticky situation until you got bailed out a little bit by Lucian and Tristan, but you are still quite a capable wizard.
Yes, that is the goal. Let's see here. Seeing that this, not particularly wanting to deal with the skeletons, Juniper is going to make an acrobatics check to try to jump over that barrier. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. That rolls correctly.
That's an at 20.
Gonna... Oh, okay, yeah. So, not particularly wanting to deal with the skeletons anymore, I'm going to make an acrobatics check, fly over that, go 1, 2, 3. Would I need to make another one to climb on top of this flower bed?
I'm gonna say that yes.
Okay.
Unless you're like using your action to like steady your climbing, or you have some kind of climb speed.
No. Let's see here. So I'll make another acrobatics check.
An 11 is enough. You can hop up on
solid
top
11.
Of that.
Yeah. And with a little less dexterity,
Solid
she's gonna
11.
hop up on top of it to be about right there. Would she be able to see over the car?
Yes, she's able to see over the car.
Okay.
You can see that this window right here and this door are like smashed open by the skeletons.
Yes.
You
She's
can also see
and then
that.
Having taken her movement, question: would those skeletons have partial cover?
I would say that these two do have partial cover, but the one to Andy's north does not.
Okay, so seeing that, she would go ahead and cast yet another Ray of Frost. So at this one right here.
Yeah,
so
it's a good spell.
Roll
the hit.
1d20, and that's a 4.
Yeah, that's not gonna hit.
She's going to try and then say, "Man, last time this restaurant was here, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know the food would try to eat you."
And
That's a
Dr.
good one.
Lavigne, to make matters worse, look down. Of course, Larbb leaves, and now you step on more flowers.
Hey, I haven't left. I'm right here.
Oh, my bad. I didn't see
I've
that
got
you
so
weren't a
many
dog
flowers to fix. Like, why do you gotta keep like running over all the flowers?
Don't worry about the
like-
flowers. We can get them later.
making my
Let's
job
worry about the
difficult.
skeletons now.
Yeah, okay, we'll worry about the skeletons now, but then we're gonna take care of the flowers.
I'm sorry, Larbb. Didn't mean
Erwin.
to step on the flowers earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, you're just trying to get a good angle, but you know, just be careful where you step.
Okay.
All right, Erwin, it's your turn.
Oh boy, Erwin is let's see. What can Erwin do? Let's see. Okay, Erwin wants to get on the stage, but he wants to use all his movement. So he's going to have to do acrobatics checks. So do I have to do one to get over the fence and then onto the stage?
So what it is you're trying to hop over a barrier and onto the stage. It's all going to be one check. The DC is going to be a bit higher, though. I'm going to call it a DC 15.
Alright.
Acrobatics or athletics to jump all the way from where you are up onto the stage.
All right. All right. We got this. I believe. Oh God, who worships me with this weird symbol of a 6 die on my hand. Please give me a good roll here. Acrobatics.
Gazu, like, as you're like trying to make the jump, he kind of like leans out and is like, "Are those rhododendrons over there?" And like throws off your body weight as you're trying to make the leap, and you don't quite get up there.
Okay. Gazu. Can we focus on the battle right now?
I mean,
When
I
he
guess
when
we
he hears
can,
him.
but I mean, like, I understand like why Larbb is trying to protect these flowers. They're very nice flowers.
Hey, come on, man. We gotta do this. So seeing how I didn't make the jump, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast this one, the one that's on the fence right now, because I think he's coming for me.
Oh, he's definitely coming for you.
Hey,
I can feel
Andy,
it in your bones.
you have other issues right now. +5.
Sorry, I couldn't help but
There's
overhear
a
you.
16 hit.
16 does hit. Roll for damage.
All right. 1d10. 10 damage, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Maximum damage. You're targeting this guy, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Once more, the digital ray gun sort of appears in front of you and pew, pew, fires a bullet across the area. The pixel bullet explodes into the skeleton, leaving a sizable hole in its bone density. But
Yeah,
it is
Gazu.
still up.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it, Gazu.
Well, I mean, I guess that's how you do it. I kind of just like messed this up, but you know, I guess it's fine.
Hey, Gazu, it's okay. When we get to the tournament, you're gonna be so much better than me. Okay, today, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I usually die a lot and set you up for kills, but you know, I guess it's fine.
Hey, come on. Hey, you're playing a contributing factor into me looking good. Okay. You're doing awesome, man.
You're not wrong. You do kind of end up getting all the credit. I mean, everyone thinks I'm just a cat, so.
Hey, well, no one knows who you are because they all think you're an actual human person, you know? But I think you're a human person, you know? Hang on, let's just get back to the fight. We gotta finish this so we can get to the tournament.
The rest of you are just hearing Erwin talking to his cat, and the cat's just kind of going meow 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 back to him.
screaming
did you say
crowd
that your
and
cat's a
skeletons in the
human?
background.
What?
Erwin, did you say your cat was a human?
Yeah, it's a long story. Well, we can talk about it later.
Okay.
I just hope that my cat is safe somewhere.
Saren is going to continue cowering in the truck. At this point, he's given up on trying to find the keys. He's got the doors locked. He's like, things are starting to settle down a bit. You guys seem like you have it under control, but he's still like nervous and not really a fighter. Next up, the crowd, who are finally going to all move out of the area and are safe from danger. So good on you all for
Nice.
protecting the crowd. And now a little something
Yay!
happens.
We did it. Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Oh
I
gosh,
think I
I'm
have
scared.
an idea of what it is.
Oh, okay. Hang on. We only got. Okay, I think we only got 2 right now, at least. Hopefully. Scared. I'm scared.
Yikes.
2 more skeletons appear as the device continues to spawn these terrifying bags of bones out to burgle your bones.
That's funny.
All right, it is Larbb. He sees the danger present to the wizards, but he is no longer in his dog form. So let's see if we can't do a little spell casting.
Hey, Larbb, can you do something about the 2 skeletons in front of you?
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. I've got a great idea. Larbb is going to step up here between these 2 skeletons, and he starts like rapidly rubbing his hands together, and you see static electricity flying off of his being, and then he just claps his hands together, and there's a great big shockwave around him. Both of these skeletons are going to be, he is casting Thunder Wave.
Ooh.
Woo woo. Nice.
And the
Whoa.
skeletons need to make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. And if they fail to do so, they will be
Would that hit
pushed.
the third skeleton? No.
It's a 15-foot cube, so yeah, that would hit. Yeah, he hits all 3 of them.
Awesome.
Is this a
Nice.
is a thunder damage, right? Okay, yeah, it is.
Yes, this is thunder damage. So let's see. Skeleton above him fails the save. Skeleton below him fails the save, nat 1.
Oh.
The third skeleton on the corner of the barrier fails the save.
Let's
Yes.
go!
So there's this
Yes.
huge shockwave as your furry friend turned hairy hobo slaps his hands together and a shockwave emanates from his body, slamming into these bags of bones. This one is just completely obliterated. This one gets
Yeah.
scattered to the winds. This one gets slammed into for a significant portion of its health. And then it also would get thrown backwards, but there's a speaker back there, so it's going to get slammed into the speaker instead, and it's going to take an additional 6 points of damage.
Let's
and
go.
it crumbles to the ground.
Yikes.
As it hits the
Oh.
speaker,
Boss.
dude. Yo, Larbb! Yo, chill, man. Chill.
Oh, that was.
I believe you.
Sometimes you have a little extra static electricity, and I guess I maybe just had a little more than I was expecting there. Whew. But I think I dealt with our skeleton problem for the moment.
Not quite. You see Andy? Yeah, he's got some couple more on him.
Oh, right. I should go help with that. And he starts stepping up to help Andromeda. And it's time for
Oh,
some
thanks, Larbb.
skeletons.
We're coming, Andy. All
All
skeletons
right,
are dead
Andy.
out here.
There are 3 skeletons mobbing. Actually, these skeletons are going to start making some other targeting. So this one's going to move out and is going to target Larbb.
I'm going to take an attack of opportunity.
You can do that. Take your reaction.
Don't forget,
22 is
hits,
definitely a hit.
but you get to roll with advantage.
Do they?
Isn't it an attack of opportunity? Don't you get advantage on it?
No. You don't get advantage on attacks of opportunity. It just means that the creature moved out of his threatened space,
Okay,
which means that Andromeda, they get a free attack with their reaction.
Nice.
Yeah, that is.
So you're muted.
Awesome.
Okay,
and with that
so
curse damage, it takes 14 points of damage.
Okay, this creature tries to like go out the window after Larbb, but before it even can, Andy swings Achimeros. The glaive carves right through it like a knife through butter, and this creature just clatters to the ground in a pile of bones, gone. Not even having gotten a chance to act. Let's see. This skeleton is gonna try the same thing. You don't have a reaction now, so it's gonna go after Larbb. Plus bonuses. Larbb manages to duck under a wild swing. You see a little bit of like mud get cut off and flung to the side, but Larbb appears to be unharmed. Andy, you are the target of the next attack.
All right.
It swings its sword down. You lift up Achimeros. You block it using the side of the pole end of the weapon. Shove the attack off to the side. We now have a couple of other skellies who are gonna. This one is going to make a quick acrobatics or athletics check. And that is a fail. You see it try to climb up onto these chairs here to try and like climb out through this window over here. But it can't quite manage to get up. Doesn't have as much bone strength or as muscle strength without any muscles. This one right here though is going to come into conflict with Andy. It takes a swing. That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
Does anyone have an opportunity they can do something with, or is Andy just taking this?
I can't help you here.
It's all good.
Little out of range. All right, here we go. This is gonna be pretty scary, as all critical hits are.
I just don't have the spell slot. I don't have.
No, it's fine. I haven't taken any damage yet, so.
You lucky. You are only going to take. You are only going to take 5 points of damage. As this creature like finds a way into your defenses, but it doesn't have, again, these things like they don't have any muscle, so they don't have a lot of strength, so it doesn't manage to like pierce very deeply into your defenses. You take a little bit of damage, but you're gonna still be up and doing fine.
Can I ask what were the rolls? Can I ask what the rolls were? I'm just curious.
That was bad damage. I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a 1 and a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It was pretty rotten. I was really hoping for like a pair of 6s or something, so like maybe start turning the tides in my favor. But oh well. We'll make it work. Did I remember to spawn new skeletons this round?
You did.
Yes, I did.
You did.
Okay, just wanted to be sure. Lucian.
Okay.
Field is yours.
I have a question on this window right here.
Yeah.
Is it an acrobatics check to get in?
Yeah, you'd be climbing through a window. Basically, there's a table in there with some chairs on it there in the way, so it's a little bit awkward to like finagle
What if I
your
wanted to
way
go
in there.
under the table and like hide under the table?
The table itself is like pushed up to the edge of the wall, so there's not really a way to get underneath it, unless you like go through the door and like dive underneath it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I'm gonna use some of my movement to get 1, 2, 3. I want to go over this wall, or I guess this wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Let me. Oh, thank gosh. Oh.
Just barely.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 6. Okay. And now I'm gonna dash as a bonus action to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm gonna use my bonus action, like hide ducked behind the window. Just like
yeah, you can do that.
Keep low and out of sight.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that window isn't broken, right?
No, the window that Lucian is crouched in front of isn't broken.
Okay.
This one is broken, and both of these two up here are broken. And then the
Not
door has been
broken
smashed
yet.
open. Not broken yet.
My daring maneuver resulted in a 9.
All right. It's not your best hideaway, but like you're stressed. There's monsters everywhere. Someone that your mom considers a friend almost died in front of you. So like you're maybe a little shaken. You're gonna hide with that 9 there. Let's see. Believe it or not, the skeletons don't notice you. You did still beat their
Oh my
passive
God.
perception.
This is great. I'm a sneaky boy.
So yeah, you're hidden away in a corner there. Anything else with your turn?
That'll be my action.
All right.
Skeleton's doing a head count. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the 6th one?
Meanwhile, oh god, don't let them see me. Don't let them see me.
All right, is it my turn?
Yep.
Alrighty. So Tristan, so I have a question. Is this door open?
Yeah, the door is open.
Okay.
Like it's been smashed open. The Minotaur came out through there.
Got it. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to move over here and hop over the wall.
All right. It's either half your movement athletics? Or yeah, athletics or acrobatics. DC 10.
I think I'll try to make the athletics check.
Okay.
Actually, acrobatics, excuse me. Athletics would be bad for me. 7. So I'm going to use my inspiration. I'm going to use my inspiration now. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can do that again. Please. Oh my god.
That is a natural 1. The good news is that inspiration gives you advantage, so you do take the 7 instead of the nat 1.
Mm-hmm.
So like Tristan tries to like leap over these barriers, but he's not exactly in the athletics fighting kind of business. You like get the back of your trousers kind of caught on the edge, like your belt gets hooked underneath. You have to kind of like reach back awkwardly to try and unhook yourself from these barriers that are just getting in the way.
Okay.
but you managed to
Now,
unhook yourself, so...
Am I still on this side of the barrier, though?
No, you can move forward with, you'll just be using double movement through that space, but it's rough
Okay.
terrain.
Okay.
So you lose, what, 5 feet of movement, I think?
Yeah. Let's see. So I started here. Yeah, I started here. Let me draw something real quick here. I want to see if I have enough movement to reach right here inside the door. Can I just use my bonus action to like get there?
I don't think you have a bonus action dash.
No,
No, I don't.
that's a rogue and monk thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just get as close as I can. I think I have to go right here because I lost some of my movement from that mess up I did. I wasted my inspiration. Man, silly guy. All right. So now that I'm here, I am going to do something that only clerics can do, and I am going to use
I've
my
been waiting
divinity.
for this.
I'm going to channel my divinity, and I'm going to attempt to turn the undead. I'm going to take out my mother's amulet from around my neck and hold it in front of me and attempt to banish these, well, not banish, fear away these undead.
All right, so I believe I'm the one who needs to make a check. This is your spell save DC, right?
It's 14. Yep.
14. All right. How many of these guys does it hit?
It's anyone that can hear me within 30 feet. Anyone who can see me
30
or hear me
feet.
within
Wow.
30 feet.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
definitely gonna hit all of them. All right, here we go.
Is this a box of doom?
Not
You know what?
exactly.
Yeah, this could turn the entire fight on its head. So we're gonna make some live rolls here, everybody.
All right, bad
So
rolls.
let's-
Sending bad rolls. 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 Sending bad rolls.
They have a -1 to this roll.
Okay. Oh wait.
That's a failure.
Nice.
Let's go.
So this one over here gets turned. We are gonna roll the same thing for the next one. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Number 2.
Ooh.
That's a 16. It is gonna pass.
Okay.
All right, the third one to Andromeda's left. That's a failure. And finally, the last one, standing over the fallen body. That is a 17. That is going to be a pass. But hey, you got
Oof.
2 of them.
50%.
That's good.
2 of them. Which I
That's something
believe
for sure.
are compelled to flee from your location.
Yep, that's correct.
All right. And does that happen immediately or on their turns?
I believe. Let me look at the text. It is ambiguous, I believe. I think it's up to the DM's discretion.
I think they might have to use their reaction to run, but it might be that it's on their turn.
A turn creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can.
Ah.
So
All right.
turns.
Turns.
Okay.
Will spend its entire turns. The 2 of them. Very nice. That's half the enemy force is disabled there.
It's something.
And
Or
then
I could just be like Larbb and kill 3
at
of
the
them.
end of every turn. Try and get away.
Yes, that's correct. They have to make the same
All
saving throw.
right. Cool. We'll keep track of that then. Anything else for your turn?
I mean, I guess I still have my bonus action because I don't have to
You do
dash
still have
to
a
do
bonus action.
I'm going to compel my scythe to impale one of the ones that. Now, this is a question about a spiritual weapon. Can it move through objects? Like, can it go through walls? I'm trying to see if I
No,
have a
it
direct line of sight.
can't pass through blocking terrain.
Okay. I think it can also only go 20 feet. So I'm just going to reposition it, like right here. Right below
here.
A little
Larbb.
closer
Please.
to
Right
him.
below
Right below
Larbb.
Larbb. Yeah.
There we go.
And I think that'll be my turn.
All right. Andromeda, things have been made easier for you as the cavalry is coming to support you in your endeavors, but you still have a lot of skeletons around you.
Yeah, I know. So
Andromeda,
one of them is
these
turned, right?
I was about Andromeda.
Oh,
These
go
two are going to flee. I was able to compel them to flee from us. You're going to want to get the one to your north, and the furthest one to your west are
Perfect.
a threat.
Thanks. And then I run past all of the skeletons towards the
You are
object
going to
here,
take some
and
attacks of opportunity.
just one, I believe.
That's true.
If
One of
it's
them is
actively
turned. It will not
fleeing.
attack you. But the other one is going to get an attack of opportunity on you. That is going to be a hit.
All right, sounds good.
And you're going to take 5 points of slashing damage as it cuts at you as you run past, cutting a small slice into your hindquarters. You dash across the room and up to this strange floating object that is glowing with arcane power.
Andy Foley spins around, like doing a 180, and pulls the glaive into the object. I'm going to take an attack on it.
All right.
Nat 20. Nat 20.
Wow, man. Nice.
So, are you really mad at this box or something? Did it like hurt you or something?
Yeah,
I mean, the skeletons
keep
did.
spawning these skeletons, these stupid skeletons.
Yo, Andy,
Alright.
right.
I destroyed one of them,
Roll-
but I didn't do that.
Roll damage, please.
All right. 9 plus 10 is 19, plus 4 is 23 points of damage.
Wow.
How would you like to do this?
You guys see, after being told that the skeletons were definitely a threat, Andy, totally realizing this, runs for the box that's been spawning them, taking a slash in the back. They spin around as they run and swing the glaive around like a what's that thing? Like a catapult almost, and then just smack it into the machine and explode it.
Yeah, the glaive cuts through like a hot knife through butter. The machine splits in two and then collapses to the ground, its parts sparking with like magical energy everywhere. With the machine destroyed, the creatures that it spawned also vanish from your sight. And with that, I'm going to call an end to combat.
Nice.
We did it. Woo! Let's
Whew,
go.
Woo!
whew,
First combat. No one died. Let's go.
whew.
Nobody died. All right,
Hey.
you all
Good job, guys.
You all find yourselves in downtown Pantheon City, having just completed this battle against a bunch of skeletons. Saren is himself kind of checking, like, is it over? He's like peeking above the
Yeah,
edge
man,
of the
it's
car
over.
door. Oh, thank goodness. He like unlocks the door and opens it up and steps out and is like, where's Rex?
He ran that way, and I point to the
Ran
south.
that way.
He just kind of like pinches the bridge of his nose. He's like, oh my goodness, he's going to get in so much trouble. I'm going to have to deal with this again, aren't I? Is he injured in any way?
I don't
No,
know.
we got him out.
Fine.
Why would he get in trouble for this?
I mean, like, he kind of fled the scene of the crime, even if he was the target of the attack. Should I go chase after him, or?
Wait, what do you mean by crime?
I mean, like, you don't honestly think these devices here just naturally occurred, do you?
I mean, no, but why would Rex have any to do with like the boxes? Like, what did he put
If
him
you
there?
would implicate,
Did you put him there?
if you would implicate Rex, then you'd have to implicate the rest of the crowd that fled the scene too. I think what he did was relatively reasonable, and if he were to receive any trouble, I'd happily take the blame.
While these people are talking to Zarin, can I go in and investigate one of the devices?
Sure, absolutely.
Erwin is going to join Juniper, but he's also going to check his phone and see what time it is.
Yeah, it is. It is past the time that you were supposed to be at your tournament.
You know what? They probably haven't even started yet. I'll show up when I show up, and I put my phone back.
They might hold your set for you, but you never know.
Hey, who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky. Who knows?
And I hand a huge chunk of this machine to Miss Lavigne.
Thank you very much. So that would be an Arcana check?
Yeah, you could use Arcana.
I'll give the help action.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
If you do Arcana, I'll do History. I'll do a History check.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
right,
I rolled an Arcana of 15.
And then with that help action, Erwin's going to take that 19 on the History.
Okay.
So collectively, between the two of you, here's what you know about these objects. They're kind of like spawners. They're designed as sort of like a test for adventurers, like either adventuring guilds or even sometimes the gods will put them in like far off caves, and it'll be a goal for adventurers to like explore these caves, get to the end, and like destroy these things. It's supposed to be like a test of courage. Normally, this is done like far away from civilization because obviously having a bunch of monsters appear in town could get someone hurt. But it looks like somebody somehow managed to get a couple of these and lug them into the center of town.
Okay. What's your analysis, Dr. Juniper?
Essentially the same. It looks to me like this isn't normal per any means. In fact, I've definitely heard of it in arcanic training in my time at university, but this is new. This is not something that you put in a civilian center, and I'm sorry we didn't get off to the right foot. My name's Dr. Lavigne, but you can call me Juniper. And yours is?
Aaron Truemask. This is Gazu.
Yo.
Gazu Truemask, actually. You can just call him Gazu, and I'm Erwin.
And I'm Andy. I would like to take a look at that, as if you could just like give that to me real quick. And then I just toss it over my shoulder back towards the pile of other stuff. I just hated looking at it. I can't stand that thing.
So Tristan comes into the room as well, and he's holding his spiritual weapon, and he dismisses it and comes up behind everyone else and adjusts his gloves and says, "Well, that was the thing, bringing in these undead, huh? It's deeply troubling, as someone who's relatively against that sort of thing." And he adjusts his glove and looks at his watch, and he's like, "Well, I might as well be off. It was nice working with all of you. I guess I'll see you around, okay?" And he goes to leave.
Hey, wait, do you have a card?
As you turn to leave, you notice on the ground that there is a body sitting nearby where the spawner was. The remains of someone who was just recently alive.
Wow. I'll come over and examine the body, having not noticed that previously.
Yeah. Can you make a...
Aaron's going to give the help action.
All right. So make me a medicine check with advantage.
Okay.
How is Erwin helping out Tristan in this
Yes.
instance?
He's gonna kind of like look over his shoulder and be like, "Yep, that's a dead body for sure."
And I'll be like, please, I don't need your help to tell me that.
Oh, okay.
Be more respectful of the dead if you could.
I do apologize.
Let's see.
So what do we got going on?
Let's see here.
That's a 23. That's a good roll.
23.
23 is a pretty good roll. You had advantage, so you can try for an even higher roll.
Try to get 20?
I'll do it.
Nat 20?
Let's go. As a 16.
All right, we'll take that 23 then. So you look down at this body. You're a mortician, so you are familiar with death and the recently deceased. So without touching the body, without getting on any of your surgical tools, there's a lot of things you immediately notice. This guy died very swiftly and very brutally. Based on the cut marks across his chest, it looks like 2 swings from the swords that those skeletons were swinging around. And then he probably fell at that point. You can see that it cut through what looks like a kind of a loose bulletproof vest that didn't seem to offer him nearly enough protection. The fallen body, you can tell he is a man, probably in his late 20s, pretty buff, pretty muscular. Like, this was a dude who could mess someone up, but he wasn't like a champion like you guys are. So when it came to dealing with monsters, he really didn't stand it. He looks to be dressed in a very nice black suit. And as you examine the body, are you going to prod around any further than that, or are you just going to take a look?
The only other thing I would do, and to be respectful of the man, I would try to see if he has any form of identification on him so I can give it to the authorities. Or, matter of fact, I might just... I mean, are there any police sirens or anything in the distance that we can hear? Like, is anyone coming to help with this?
Yes, there are police sirens you can hear in the distance. Enough time has passed that, like, because remember, like, that whole combat happened within, like, maybe a single minute. Because D&D combat is a lot faster and more hectic than you'd think. So you can definitely hear sirens in the distance as the police officers are starting to move towards your location. Do you root around through the pockets?
No,
You do in
I'm
fact.
gonna actually. I'm
No?
sorry. I'm not gonna root through the pockets if the police are on their way. I think I'll leave that to the coroner. I think that would be disrespectful to do anything further.
So, speaking of disrespectful, Lucian is going to check out the body, look for identification. Lucian also is.
Tristan's gonna be like, what? No.
Hey!
Investigation.
Tristan's gonna. Aaron's gonna grab Tristan's shoulder and be like, "Hey, man, he's just 12. Just let it go, man. He's just 12."
So Lucian wants to grab all the devices because there were 2 different devices, and he wants to like put those in a bag because he's gonna want to check those out. He wants to look for identification and then see like how this may have gotten put in here. Like, was it like forced entry? Were there like maybe fingerprints on the like object itself? Like, trying to figure out like why it is here.
Sure. So I want you to make me 2 different investigation checks in this case, unless someone is going to try and stop you from investigating.
I was going to
interject
before he does anything. I was going to say, Lucian, it was, right? Correct? Boy detective. Yeah. I have your card. You have my card.
Yep.
Right. I think you should probably refrain from messing with the evidence. This is a crime scene at this point. And being somewhat familiar with the law and with crime, I mean, unless you have, like, any stakes in this, or unless you've been hired to investigate this scene, you might want to wait until the authorities arrive and maybe then ask permission. I don't know. I think it doesn't seem like the right thing to do.
Juniper, as Tristan says this, Juniper's going to turn to Tristan and says, with these sorts of means, I'm not entirely sure we can trust the authorities. Believe me when I say not all of them are particularly trustworthy, nor necessarily let the boy. I'm actually going to help Lucian. Do I realize anything about the history of this person?
Do any of us recognize them?
None of you do, but as you're all kind of like gathering around, Saren walks in the room and he gasps. That was one of the bodyguards that we hired. What's he doing in here?
Well,
Wait.
sir, he is dead.
Should I roll my
I
check?
can see that. Thank you very much for informing me. People don't tend to live when they have giant gashes in their chest. Present
You'd be
company
surprised.
notwithstanding, he says, and he looks a little nervous looking at all of you who have survived like sword wounds. Lucian, just a kid, survived a blow from that Minotaur's axe. So yeah, he looks a little nervous. He's like, "That's one of our bodyguards. There should have been 3 of them."
Hey,
Saren,
That's why
do
I
you have
had
the-
you stick around. And he gestures to Andromeda because I thought that, I was just a little nervous that they hadn't come back, and I thought maybe you're a champion, you're a little more capable than I would have expected. Just having you around would have just made things a bit safer.
Glad you
other
warned me
bodyguards-
about the present danger. Anyways, yeah.
The 2 other
Well,
bodyguards.
now
are
that
in
we
the
know
building.
who he is, I think as long as you guys allow me to just briefly give him his rights, you can do whatever you want with the body. Just 1 sec, and I lean down and I
will
You're on.
happily let you give him his rights after I look. I don't know what your rights may do to the body, but I want to have it in the purest form
it just
of
allows
its
his
being.
spirit to move on.
Well, his spirit can happily move on in 30 seconds then. As
Oh yeah, it takes like I've gotten pretty good at it. It's like 12 seconds at this point, and so I get down and I just mumble some words.
I get down.
They have competitions
So-
for how fast you can perform someone's rights.
So I'm gonna ask Saren. So Aaron doesn't know what a champion is. All he knows is that he was born with this weird 6 die on his hand, and on this cat, who happens to be his brother, has a 1 die on his back. And he's gonna ask,
well,
so what do these mean?
Well, I can't speak for your brother. That's a little odd. They normally show up only on humanoids. I've never seen it happen to an animal before, but
It's a long story. I'll tell it later.
I can imagine. I'm surprised you don't know this, being a champion yourself. Champions are people born to or chosen by the gods. As you can see, all of your companions here, and he kind of like looks around at everyone like are
marked.
you friends? Like
We're
you tolerate each other
acquaintances?
at least enough to survive?
We're acquaintances at the moment, I would say.
Every champion has a mark of the god who claimed them, somewhere on their body. Yours is on your hand, but your friend's here has the mark of. He'll kind of look over and Thanatos, I believe, in your eye.
You caught me.
I have to admit,
So-
it's not a very common symbol.
No, actually, this is a contact. I'm just a normal guy. You know what?
Yes, I'm sure.
So
I watched as you turned away, and you turned away creatures. We all saw your mark glow when you cast spells. That's how it works. You activate your godly given powers, and the mark glows.
Yeah, my dad thought it was fun if my eyes glowed gold while I did it, and it's pretty conspicuous, let me tell you.
So Saren, what if I don't know my god?
Then I suppose you would have to guess. Let me see your mark here. He kind of walks over and takes a look at your hand. Some sort of dice. I assume
This
that
guy
would be
doesn't know
a
his
luck
mark.
domain. Um, I'll roll religion. I can't say I have a name for you right now, but we could start looking things up and maybe connect you with like whoever this deity is.
Erwin's gonna look at his hand and look at Gazu's back, and he's gonna be like, "Well, I don't know either of my parents, so maybe
I
possibly
mean,
one of my parents is a god."
a human parrot might be something easier for us to track. Actually, I should probably work on compensating you all for your help. Um, give me a moment. He like pulls out like his pocket watch. He checks. Police should probably be here any minute. I need to go find Rex. Do you need me for anything, or can I go get him and make sure that he's here on the scene to answer questions? He's gonna want the PR from this.
No,
Uh,
just really
no.
quickly, and Andy's gonna pull out their Hearth phone and hit record. Could you just go on contract saying that you're giving us a contract with Rex Orium to defend him for, let's say, 25% over the regular rate? That's what you're saying, right?
Split
Make
evenly, of
make
course.
make a persuasion check with advantage because Erwin is helping you.
Yeah.
And because you kind of
Amazing.
have they're in a pretty bad situation.
Also, we save them. I mean, come on.
Ooh,
That's a
you're welcome for the help
24.
action.
Thank
Nice.
you.
24. Um he rolls his eyes. You hear him mutter something along the lines of like bloody adventurers under his breath and pulls out an abacus, runs a few
Hey,
numbers. Yes, I
just to let you know.
suppose we can swing that.
Hey, just
Perfect.
to let you
Sounds
know,
good.
we didn't lead the skeletons to the car, by the way. We didn't lead them there. Just to let you know.
I really do appreciate that. I would not be able to pay you if I was dead. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's what I
Now,
thought.
if
Sounds good, Saren. Well, I
now
guess we'll
if
have
you'll
to
my
keep you
money's
excuse
alive
lot.
long
me,
enough for you to pay us.
I need to go find Rex really quick. So I will be back momentarily. He pulls out his hearth phone and starts punching numbers into it. Rex, where did you go? Ah, Saren. And kind of, you kind of just hear the voice fade out as Saren walks out of the building to try and figure out where the heck Rex went off to. So you are, at least for a little longer, alone with the spawners, a bunch of bone dust, and the body of a fallen bodyguard.
I would
Should I
kind
roll
of
those checks?
pull.
My investigation checks.
Yes. Okay. So Tristan, you perform the last rites for this bodyguard. Briefly, you see his ghost appear above his body, kind of look down. Um, instead of looking sad or scared, he just salutes, and then a black scythe cuts through his form, and he vanishes. You see very briefly a man dressed in darkness, um, who only gives a single stoic glance your way before vanishing. Um, you feel like, um, like this. You know who this guy is. You know this is your father, and you get this strange feeling of his approval as your piety level raises up by 1.
Okay.
With that, now Lucian can step up and start investigating the body. So give me some investigation checks. That is what
Um,
you're looking to do, right? Investigation here?
Yeah. I want to investigate the body and then the other investigation that you said to make 2. So there's 1, and Juniper is helping, so I'll get advantage.
Okay.
Okay. There's the first set, and then
Can Erwin investigate the room? And then can Gazu give the help action?
Sure, Erwin and Gazu can
Okay.
investigate the room.
Okay.
So go
You can
ahead.
do his first.
I get the feeling
go-
there's going to be a lot of advantage checks, but we're gonna resolve this first. So
Yep.
your first investigation was a 27 for
Mhm.
Lucian on that to investigate the body. So you go over his form. You find the usual things you would expect from a bodyguard. He's got like a nightstick that he uses for defense. He's wearing like a bulletproof vest. He's got a pair of sunglasses. You find his wallet with his ID. Are you gonna like pocket that or leave it for the police?
I will leave his ID. I'll write it down, but I'm not gonna take it.
Yeah. And as you're searching over his body, you see sort of a color bleed slightly through the clothes, and you realize that he's got some kind of tattoo on under his shirt.
Okay. I'm gonna take a little knife and like slice the shirt open so I can check it out.
Yeah, you slice open the shirt, and the tattoo you find underneath it is 9 red rings.
Does Lucian know of any like historical or like cultural significance of that symbol?
Juniper immediately, I assume, reacts to this.
Yeah, so immediately seeing that this is the thing, yeah. Yeah, so immediately seeing this, I think I would probably go silent, quickly stand up, say, Lucian, stay here for a second, have fun with the body, and then I would pull Tristan aside, not really knowing anyone else here, and I would kind of whisper to him, "Hey, Tristan,
Yeah.
you, I know you knew about my mother, but did you know about what I engaged in before I left?"
No, you never mentioned. We had a rather respectful relationship, one of understanding. I never asked any
Yeah.
questions that I didn't have to.
Yeah, well, don't think Lucian's too young for this, but I saw a man earlier. Suffice to say, I didn't think my past would return this quickly, and this tattoo but confirms it. The bodyguard, they're working with a terror group. Dante's Circle?
The name does not strike me as familiar, but it sounds threatening and somewhat cliched. But we will, I guess we'll tell this to the authorities, or is this something you want me to keep to myself?
Let's just say the last run-in I had with Dante's Circle and the authorities ended up in my arrest, so let's not.
Okay. And also, based on what I've seen, Lucian may be 12, but he has the old soul thing going on, so I don't know. Perhaps we can consider telling.
I think we should probably tell him. I wanted to consult with you. I'm not particularly good with children.
No, I'm not either.
Well, let's tell him together. The boy's innocence probably has already been destroyed.
Well,
okay.
that
I'll let you do that.
We'll go back.
I call Lucian over.
Yeah. Lucian is just staring as they were in an aside, just like, what are you talking about? I need to know. Lucian hurries over.
Lucian?
Yes? Uh-huh.
Do you know Tristan?
I know of Tristan. I've had to interact with him looking for my mother's corpse every now and then.
Yes,
it was one time, not every now and then.
Well, the times that you knew about, but...
Oh, geez.
Well, I've consulted with Tristan, and we think it's best to tell you that man you were investigating, the tattoo. Dante's Circle, a dangerous group. If you see that group in the future, let us know immediately. They are not for what they lack in sophistication, they make up with brutality. So,
Okay.
Having thought on it a little longer, Joan, can I make like a history roll to see if like I've ever seen any other corpses come in with this symbol on them?
Sure, go ahead.
In the circumstances for which they've come in.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not very good at history, but we'll see. An 11.
11. All right. So, with a history check of 11, you remember occasionally like a body showing up. I mean, like people have tattoos all the time, and you usually do get to see like what they had. Sometimes it's like a cool snake, sometimes it's like a skull, sometimes it's like a flag with their mother. There was that one guy who like tattooed his entire back with like a dragon or something, and that was really cool. You took a picture of that one, kept that one quietly for yourself.
I would not do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
So yes, you have seen this tattoo a few times. Usually these bodies were kind of just found in strange places, like someone had ended the person's life and dumped the body.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I've actually, guys, I've seen this tattoo before as well, but I didn't know the connotation behind it. But there is a commonality between the victims. They are, they're homicide victims, and when they come in, they're usually found in inconspicuous places, like someone hid the body. So we might want to. I guess that's a lead for you, Lucian, to work with if you're going to be investigating, which I'm sure you will be.
I wonder if the other two bodies have those tattoos. I mean, if one guard did, why not more?
If we really want to, I think I could. It takes like 10 minutes, but I could perform a ritual to speak with the deceased man. But I don't know if he'd be willing to do so, considering his circumstances.
And Lucian, I do ask when you investigate this lead with us, just be careful. And, well, their systems aren't nearly as complex anymore, but just watch your back. Don't make the mistakes I did. Welcome to the gang, Lucian.
I will be
Wait, we're a gang
careful.
now? We're a gang?
And Lucian...
Guys, I don't know if I have a time for gang activities. I need to get to work. I don't think my boss would take kindly to me being in a gang.
I have a tournament that I need to get to.
Before we do that, let's quickly resolve. You made an investigation check on the room that we haven't gotten to.
I got a nat 20, by the way.
Advantage. You did get a nat 20.
I'm checking that room.
So the room, it is an open restaurant. You see a whole bunch of tables. They have chairs stacked on top of them. This place has been like closed down for a long time. You find the back entrance, and you find that there are no marks of like forced entry. So like people came in here willingly. Unless they came through like the front, at which point like the windows and the doors are like busted beyond all repair. You find what looks to be pieces of a wooden crate scattered about. Let's see. And yeah, and probably a crowbar that was used to pry it open.
Gazu, you got anything over there? I got a couple things. As I like rummage through like the crates to see if there's anything under it, of course. I find a crowbar.
Well, the good news is I did find something, and The bad news is that apparently they didn't clean out their garbage disposal. Like, he smells kind of awful as he like climbs out of the sink.
I'm gonna just look at Gazu and be like, "Hey, sometimes you're just unlucky, man."
Yeah, sometimes, definitely. Only sometimes. Otherwise, everything is just peachy keen.
Yeah, and I'm gonna walk back to the group and I'm gonna like help Gazu get onto my shoulder again, and I'm gonna be like,
he kind of like
so
gets all the gunk off.
So I found a crowbar and I grabbed like the crowbar and take it with me. So I found a crowbar in a broken crate back there, guys. So someone brought this here. I don't know who, but this gang or circle group that you're talking about, this is...
Wait, you heard our conversation? That was supposed to be private.
Damn it.
Oh. You guys were just speaking really loud. I could just hear you guys.
I mean, like, you didn't even really leave the room. I mean, like, I just got back from batching up the flowers. And like, I heard the whole thing clear as day. You weren't exactly being all that secretive about it. Have you considered, like, maybe like walking into another room or something when you want to have a private conversation?
We were just hoping that you guys
Fair
would,
enough.
Eavesdrop, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. We all were kind of in this together,
dead.
so I think it's fair.
A man's dead right there. So, like,
So,
I feel like maybe we want to pay attention to our surroundings a little bit.
Well,
I mean, he's got a point.
I will say, you're associated with me, and you're associated with Dante's circle now, and I've got to say, I think we're all part of the same thing, whether we like it or not.
And
also,
Larbb, we got you a job now. Like, you sat around and got money. Like it worked.
Larbb, you're getting money.
Wait a minute. You're right. I should do this more often. I mean, is there any other ways I can, like, sit around and get money? Usually I have to work really hard to try and come up with a scheme, and then the scheme, like, fails because one reason or another. Have you ever tried to, like, tame wild animals? It just doesn't work. So unfortunately, like, the circus never worked, and then we tried the car wash, and that was a disaster, let me tell you.
I'm gonna grab Larb's shoulder and be like, "Hey, man, sometimes just sitting on your butt and playing video games is a good thing. I'm just from personal experience, of course. Right? Am I right, Gazu?
I've never had a video game. It's pretty hard to afford a video game when your wallet's empty. And he kind of holds out his pockets, and they like drip with a little like sludge or something on the ground. But they're otherwise empty.
Hey, Gazu, can we get this? Can we help Larbb out in any way?
Well, I mean, do you have like a bunch of money lying around enough to like clean up a hobo and give him a place to live?
No. I was talking about can we like talk to the Broncos and see if we can like get him a job or something like that.
I mean, I don't know if we could recruit him, and he certainly doesn't look like he'd be a very good janitor, but it's worth a shot.
And Larbb can understand Gazu, remember?
Oh, that'd be really great. I'd be really appreciative of you if you try to do that for me. I kind of have to make like over 10 grand in the next month or two, maybe.
Aaron's gonna look at Larbb and
is a lot of money.
Aaron's gonna look at Larbb and he'll be like, "Can you understand Gazu?"
Yeah, he's speaking plain beast. Why wouldn't I be able to understand him?
Aaron's gonna he's gonna be like, I'm not crazy anymore. I don't look like the crazy person anymore.
You think for a moment about that statement, about how you're not crazy, and then you remember that the only other person who understands him is this guy who's like covered in filth, lives in the park, and apparently tried to run a car wash with wild animals.
Hey, so Mr. Gamer Man, I don't believe we've met yet. Do you guys know him? Does he usually speak to his cat like this?
Oh
he
yeah,
thinks
they
I'm a
talk all the
video
time.
game developer.
Mm-hmm.
And his
cat, are you?
for some reason, has scared my familiar. She's
He
a
has
nightingale.
He has me bring his cat like human food all the time. I don't know why. I can't figure it out.
Yeah. You bring my trophies around, Andy. You bring me my trophies when I win the tournaments. Remember?
Yeah.
Are there any trophies?
They also like deliver like
a few
takeout
trophies.
stuff. That's really nice. I really like the Chinese. Get a little chow mein. We should
honestly
go get some Chinese after this.
Yeah. Why don't we go get Chinese? Like after our tournament, we should probably get going to that actually. So Aaron's gonna leave his. Yeah, Aaron's gonna leave his phone or try to like give everyone his telephone number.
You got a hearth
to like
phone.
everyone. Yeah, a hearth phone number to everyone, and he's gonna he's gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna be. If you guys need some help, just let me know, and I'm just gonna like start running towards the arena.
As you like make for the door, the sirens have gotten louder, and you see the police cars pull up in the area. A bunch of police officers step out of the car, guns held high, pointed at you. Freeze!
Is my dad there?
Oh, you got the wrong idea.
Is my dad in the cop crowd?
Puts his hands up.
Aaron,
so, like,
Aaron
you'll-
is
you'll-
like. Aaron hearing the conversation of Dr. Juniper, he's like hesitant to like throw his hands up at first. He's kind of like at this like half stage of like holding his hands like just half high. He's like, I don't know if I can trust these guys.
probably for your own good. And Gazu puts both hands up. I'm not risking this.
Fine, Gazu. And he's gonna. I just want to see a tiny cat on my shoulder. It's too far up, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah. So this police force like has you surrounded. They start approaching you, and as they go to arrest you, Saren steps out of the crowd, pulling Rex behind him. No. Those are the ones who saved us. They're the good guys. They helped us out. Please don't arrest them. I owe them. I owe them a great deal, and they have evidence of that. Thank you.
I have a question. Is does just because of how unlucky Gazu is, does Gazu have like some tiny handcuffs on right now because Saren wasn't quite fast enough? He's
it wasn't quite fast. You got these tiny little handcuffs on his paws.
Gazu.
And like, oh, I'm sure it won't be so bad. I mean, at least they've got the key. And then the officer who's like this Goliath, like has this tiny little key, and he like pitches a little too hard. The key just snaps in his hands. Uh-oh.
Is there a back?
I can pick it. They're
okay,
not that.
We can fix this.
The handcuffs that the police use aren't really that good. Don't just give me a second. Lucian's gonna take his little thieves' tools, just pick it and just pop it open.
Just in front of the cops.
Yeah.
The cops kind of relax, and they kind of like herd you out of the building as they move in to like begin their investigation. Saren tells them like they were coming from the other building too. You can see like the shattered windows, so the cops go investigate that area as well. Rex approaches you all. I suppose I have you to thank for saving my life, so thank you all.
You're welcome.
Aaron's gonna just lean on the stage because of how cocky he is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm
not sure if Saren discussed this with you yet, but we are officially under contract now, so it's great to be working with you. And I just like reach out my hand.
I'm gonna
absolutely.
pat Andy
if
on the
Aaron
back.
hadn't set something up, I was going to. I definitely need someone to help me out here. You see, obviously, we're in a bit of pickle. Because
I'm guessing this was probably an assassination attempt. And given the fact that, monsters were used, someone powerful enough to bring these things in here. I mean, but no humans would really have any issues. I'm going to assume it's one of the gods. I mean, these were skeletons, right? Right? This is a Hades kind of thing. Do you think Hades is behind this?
You're a human. Do you think the gods would really be concerned with you? You're not really that much of a threat in this election, my man. I'm sorry.
Not much of a threat. Look at how much money I have. And he holds open his jacket to reveal a whole bunch of $20 bills that have been, tucked in there, sort of like a weapons dealer in a stereotypical dark setting might have weapons hidden under there, but he's just got wads and wads and wads of bills.
Rex, you gotta calm down, man.
You want to sell me a watch?
With all due respect, Mr. Rex, I believe that Hades has bigger fish to fry than a politician aspiring to rule a country.
Bigger fish to fry? There are no bigger. Well, except I suppose Zeus, who does technically have the current claim, but I mean, this whole thing was set to get him off the throne in the first place, so even he's not really a threat. This is a chance for us mortals to overthrow the gods by our own means.
As Rex is speaking about this and seeing what I've seen, could I make a history check to see that to see if I got any information, when I did stuff with encryption on Rex?
Information about Rex himself?
Not necessarily about Rex, but dumb, prestigious guy that someone is going to hold up to compete against the gods. Either one of those search terms.
So, what, you want to pull out your phone and use a search engine or something to try and find
Oh no, I would want to do a history check in my own mind.
Okay, a history check, and you're trying to remember information about Rex-Orium?
Rex-Orium or sort of related political things that Rex is trying to do.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a history check.
Could I attempt to
Awesome.
aid Juniper, because I've been researching Rex as well?
Sure, I'll let you add advantage to that then.
Oh,
which
thank
is
God.
good because that's an 8.
Yeah, that was not good. Wow, for someone who has a +5 in history.
Maybe you don't know about this
10,
nobody.
so...
I don't know.
I mean, Rex himself is a pretty big deal, and he's not shy about talking about himself. He's the leader of Orium Industries. He's ridiculously rich, very charismatic. That he talks about how he built his company up by his own bootstraps. He held himself up by his own bootstraps. He's that kind of guy. When in truth, his practices aren't necessarily the cleanest. There have been a lot of complaints about the conditions of his workers, not getting paid enough, not getting proper benefits, kind of just being overworked until they drop. So he talks about being built up by his own bootstraps, but more by the labor of lots of underpaid workers. As far as politics go, you've never heard any word of him running for some sort of mayor or anything. He's usually been content with the amount of power he has as a huge business magnate. Why be a politician when you can influence the politicians yourself? So this is his first foray into the political world, and you know that he's been campaigning for the last 4 or so months.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's everything that's widely known about Rex-Orium.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean the guy is not quiet about himself. As you're all talking with the police, a figure in a trench coat starts pushing his way through the crowd. And he gets to the front and looks at Lucian and immediately just, what did he do this time, kid?
I didn't do anything, Dad. Oh my god. It wasn't me this
That's where we're
time.
going to leave off for this week. We will see you all next week here on Pantheon City. In the meantime, you can watch the VODs here on Twitch, or you can watch them on our YouTube channel, where we're also posting the previous episodes, and you will have access to the entire series in one big playlist. So we will see you next week, 7 p.m. here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bronco Tabletop, or we'll see you on YouTube. See you, everyone. I hope you're having a good week.
Bye.
See you guys.
Ciao.